Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Baldos Gun Shop, the hunting and shooting podcast. For a new to the program, just a show I put together to shoot the shit about hunting and guns and everything related to it. Anybody coming back to the program, welcome back. Glad to have you. This week's episode, I got two things to talk about. The first thing I'd like to talk about is the shooting in Charleston. There's nothing that enrages me more than when one of these psychos goes out and hurts innocent people. It's sickening. And the only thing worse in my eyes is with the media getting out there and for attention, ratings, what have you. They got a plaster of his face all over the news. Mention his manifesto, trying to get into his head. You're only giving psychos like that the attention they've been looking for the whole time, and you're only giving future psychos the go ahead to do it. Like, I'll be famous now if I do that. You see what they did with them. I mean, they did the same thing with the shooter in Aurora, the shooter in Sandy Hook, the guy in the shot the, I think she was a senator or congressman or senator in Arizona. They plaster the names, all the shit. They're worse than anything else. Just for ratings, they're willing to willingly contribute to this problem. And then just, they gotta throw all that on there. And then you get the first, with this last one, everything just happened, or the day before, the following day, President Obama's on the news throwing his 2 cents in and having to push more and more gun control. Can you at least give these people time to mourn before you're trying to politicize their grief, this tragedy? I mean, it's astounding. Never fast enough to take advantage of somebody else's misery. They did the same thing with the victims of Sandy Hook. They paraded children around when they signed the gun control laws. They did this. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's maddening when you see such evil, and the first thing you do is try to take advantage of it for political gain. Politicians are true garbage. And then you have the only good thing that's come out of this Charleston issue is the city of Charleston actually coming together. White, black, no matter who it is, they're coming together as a city and comforting each other. They're doing exactly what we should be doing as a nation. They're not looking at it white or black. They're doing the right thing. Instead of letting these maggots that, like, in my opinion, Al Sharpton, letting them get in there and take advantage of it for their own gain, fanning the flames of racism, dividing people up. That's not what Martin Luther King was looking for. That's not what anybody with a sensible fucking head on their shoulder is looking for. But you get these people in there, and all they're doing is making money off of these people's grief and trying to divide us as people. Luckily, the city of Charleston, unlike Ferguson, unlike Baltimore, anytime there's a race issue, these towns or these cities burn. Charleston is coming together like we as a people should, and it is impressive. I applaud them. They have my full support, and now on to better topics and happier topics. I don't have much for today. I didn't have a caliber or rifle to talk about like last week's episode. I'm just trying. This one's a quick episode. I wanted. Hopefully, it's better than last week's. Hopefully, I'm better at doing this than I was. Hopefully, progressively, every episode gets better, and I do hope you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully soon I should have a video element to the show. Gotta try to figure that out. Currently, right now, I'm recording this in my reloading room, right next to my rifle press. And it's a bit stuffy and warm in here, which is not the best for recording. But it is the quietest room in the house, so I kind of have to take it as I get it, I guess. But since yesterday was Father's Day, I thought I would talk about the first and best hunting buddy I will ever have, my dad. Now, I told you last week about my first deer season and how it kick-started everything with me with hunting. That's truly, honestly, how it was. When I was a kid, my dad would try to take me out hunting. He'd take me woodchuck hunting, which it was boring for me. I mean, I was a 5, 6, 7-year-old kid. Woodchuck hunting is it's just one big road trip. You drive around till you find a good field. You set up and shoot some chucks, but when you're a little kid, that is boring as hell. Other than that, he would take me out squirrel hunting, some bird hunting, rabbit hunting, and those times of the year, there are a lot of snowy days. And when you're a kid and you don't have the right hunting clothes, and you don't see much as we didn't see much game out there, it gets boring and pointless in your eyes. I mean, I remember freezing my ass off and being frustrated as hell and seeing no profit from it. Which, when you're a kid, it's kind of part of it. And the worst was the one time my father, he got me out of school early. And I was in middle school, and he decided he was going to take me out deer hunting with him. I go, oh, that would be great. No, it was not. And I ended up pretty much combing the fields, trying to push out deer to him. Which is a thankless job. It is just walking up and down corn rows, and where we were, it was just long railroad tracks, swamps. I'm freezing my ass off once again, you know. And he sends me in this thick wooded area to try to push out some game, and I fall right into a swamp. Now this is like late November. It is. I am freezing. I'm soaked, freezing. I'm up to my. I don't know if I was up to my waist, but I was just soaked. Oh, I was bitching up a storm at him for making me do this, and we got no deer. The whole day going through all kinds of mess like that, and not one deer. He saw some deer, didn't get a shot. I was pissed as hell. So when you have days like that, it's hard to get a kid hunting. Years before that, he took me, him and my uncle took me and my cousin out boar hunting down in Pennsylvania. And that was another long day of hunting. A lot of walking. And we got a boar. My dad shot one, blew it right off its feet. I remember being so proud of him. This was way before the whole take me out deer, the swamp deer incident. So this was the only time we really got game, and I couldn't have been more proud of him. And then we had boar to eat when we got back when we got back to camp. Oh, so good. I highly suggest, if you know somebody that's going boar hunting, try to get some boar meat from them. It's the best pork you'll ever eat. So we had that going, I had a great time, but most of the time, there are a lot of bad hunting days, and which really pushed me away. And then, as any normal teen would, me and my dad would butt heads a lot. Whoa, there wasn't a day where we wouldn't be yelling at each other and fighting. I can't tell you how many times my mother or sister would have to break us up. Oh, the kind of things I put my mother through. But after that first deer season as a hunter, my hunting and gun savvy was he created a monster. Every day, any chance we got, we were either at a gun show, a gun store, out shooting guns, out hunting. Couldn't get enough of it. Which, from a couple years prior to then, it was staggering impressive. And now we do a lot of good hunting. We get some game. There are a lot of days where we don't. But it's just fun getting out there with the old man and hunting. Throw some guns on the truck, go get some pheasants, go for squirrel. If you get out and you get some game, great. If not, you got some stories to tell. And with my father, it's never a dull moment. Whether it's out in the field or in the restaurant, in the truck going to or from. He's one funny son of a bitch, I'll tell you that. If you really knew my old man, you know what I'm talking about. He'd be well worth knowing him. I couldn't ask for better in a father, a hunting buddy, or anything. And I'm so glad I have him. I hope to one day pass everything he taught me onto my future children, and have this. I'm sure the same experiences he has taken me out, I can have with them. Let's see what else. I highly suggest finding anyone, either family or someone close to you that is a good hunter. To take you, if you hunt, go with them. If you don't, learn from them and go out with them. You can't go wrong. I mean, if you hunt ethically and everything, it's never a bad day out in the woods. Especially with people you love, people you have fun with. It's worth it. You'll never regret it. I know I don't. Hoping for more. I'm trying to teach my friends now how to hunt, so I have more hunters to go with. So you can never have too many good hunting buddies. Never. But if you're hunting, or if you're a hunter, or even if you're not, I know Father's Day was yesterday, but it doesn't hurt to give the old man a hug and say thank you for everything they've done. You know, they may not always show it, but they're proud of you. They love you, and I know, I don't know where I'd be without mine. So, I know it's another short episode. Usually these podcasts are usually about an hour, but this one I wanted to address the gun control issue. And speaking of that, I totally forgot about this. Apparently the church wanted to throw their 2 cents in on the gun control issue, and they proclaimed that the Pope Francis, proclaimed that anybody as a gun manufacturer or anybody that does business with them, something I'm paraphrasing, but it's the same general idea, that anybody like that is not Christian, which is laughable to say the least, considering the Pope, the head of the Catholic Church, an organization famously known for pedophilia charges and covering up of said pedophile cases. You want to talk about non-Christian stuff? When somebody gets suspected of something, not even suspected, proven that they are child molester, and you move them to another parish, you try to cover it up. What kind of stuff is that? But, gun owners and gun manufacturers and anybody gun related is an awful person. I've known a hell of a lot more better gun owners and hunters than I've ever known Bible thumpers. It's usually the Bible thumpers you have to worry about. They're either fanatics or criminals. But anyway, I got off track there. I forgot to mention that earlier. But hopefully next week I should have a more standard show. I'm always leave suggestions what you want to hear from the show. Leave comments. subscribe to the show, do what you want. I'm always open to newer ideas. Hopefully I should have another episode same time next week, Sunday or Monday. I don't know what I'll have for it for now, but if you have an idea for what you want, it helps that now I can't talk. It helps to know what your audience wants, so let me know what you like, and I can always cater to a show to what you're interested in. Last week I threw the 222 in there because that's my favorite cartridge, and that's what I knew, so that's what I went with. But if there's something, like I said, there's something you want to know or you want to talk about, shoot me a line and we'll go from there. So till next week, goodbye, good luck, and I'll catch you around. Later.